Hey everybody, it's good to have you in home group tonight, and I pray that you have been encouraged by the challenges from the gifts of Christmas, starting with the fact that we have a gift that we need to give in making room for Jesus. Last week we talked about one of God's gifts back to us is peace, and this morning we talked about God being with us. There's probably not a more important subject in all the Bible when investigating than understanding that God wanted to come and be near us. We remember Adam and Eve and God walking with them in the garden. God wanted fellowship. He wanted oneness, relationship. And that's what He wants from us as well. We looked at it from three different points of views of Jesus being Emmanuel, or God with us. We looked at it from, number one, the standpoint that He came to be with us in order to be like us. He became totally man. He was totally God and totally man, the only one of His kind. In John 3:16 it says, God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. That means the only one that ever existed or ever will exist. He is one of a kind. He was all God and all man. And He became like us. He became that mediator of being all God and all man. He could intervene for us and help us with our spiritual needs. And obviously sin has gotten in the way and has made it difficult for us to have that relationship, just like Adam and Eve sinned and was cast out of the garden, and God no longer walked with them in the garden. And sin can get in our way, too, of having that ongoing relationship. The second part of the message was He came to be with us in order to restore us. Because of our sinfulness, we needed somebody to intervene and bring us back to that relationship that we once had when we were brand new born here on the earth. And in 2 Corinthians 5:17 he says that, behold, we have become new. All things are new. And when we choose to forsake a life of sin, He is able then to restore that relationship that we once had with the Heavenly Father. And then the third thing that we talked about was He came to be with us in order to help us. He wants to assist us in living this life that He's called us to live. He wants to walk with us again. He wants to be able to encourage us in so many ways. That passage in Hebrews chapter 4, 15 and 16 says that He has been tempted in all points as we are, yet without sin. Therefore, we can draw near to Him. We can be close to Him because He has provided that help. He brings a calmness to us in that we can face the future. We don't always know what the future holds, and sometimes it seems humanly scary or difficult. And He says, I want you to know I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake you. And you can remain in my care. And then He brings comfort to us when things do. They fall out the bottom, when there's those kind of difficulties. 2 Corinthians chapter 1 talks about that He is the God of all comfort, who comforts us in anything that we're going through. That's the help that He wants to give to us. He also empowers us to produce fruit in our life. I can't do that on my own, not spiritual, eternal fruit. I can do things, I can help with things, this, that, and the other, but the only eternal fruit that I can bear is when He helps me to bear fruit, when I stay connected to the vine. That passage in John 15, so important to our understanding of remaining fruit-bearing Christians. And then obviously He wants to help us in temptation. There's no temptation taken you but such as man can bear. And God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond your ability to resist, but will with the temptation provide a way of escape that you might be able to endure it. What an amazing help He gives when He walks with us. And then we closed out that message with 3 things that He wants to be to us. When He is with us, He wants to be our friend. He calls us friends. He calls us children of God. We're not just another human. We are children of God. And then He says that we are chosen. We're an elect race, a royal priesthood, a people of God's own possession. How can all of that happen? Because God became man, and He came to be with us. He was Emmanuel, God with us. Have a great discussion.